Divya, are you there?
Yes, Prakash.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Do you also see this black window? Should I minimize the video tab or is it all right?
It's okay, I think.
All right, cool. I don't see the list of participants because I plan to interact with them. So can I join from two different machines?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. But I want to see how many people are here. All right, so let us begin. Hello, everyone. How many of you have actually browsed overleaf.com before we started the meeting? I just want to see a raise of hands. So when I ask you a question, you just raise your hand. So I just how many people are aware of what I'm talking about. So can I see a raise of hand? Okay, I can't see how many people are raising their hands. Can someone tell me?
Yeah, 8 students have raised their hands now. Not
Okay,
10.
just give me a moment.
Yeah.
I should be able to join it from different machine. All right, cool. I have joined from different machines as well. And the guys first now. Just a minute, people. The initial hurdles. Okay. So what I'm going to do is today that I'll give you, well, no one can teach you any programming language in 3 hours or even in 3 months. You have to try it on your own. That's the only way to learn it. What we are going to do today is I am going to try to first motivate you that why should we use it. And more importantly, I'm going to get you started. And that's the only way to learn.
Prakash, sorry, your voice is breaking in between. Can you?
Okay. Is it noise or is it the quality of audio?
Quality of audio, I guess. Like
Okay.
in between, it's breaking.
I'm right now on LAN. Is it any better or should I try to disconnect and connect again?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, fantastic. It must be small problems in the internet. All right. So people, if you don't hear me, please raise your hand at any time in the presentation. So, so as I was saying, that we are going to get started. So let's this is the today's workshop. I'm going to toggle between the presentation and the actual LaTeX programming. It's called LaTeX with a K, even though it's X, it's pronounced as LaTeX. So I'm going to talk about why should we use LaTeX, how to get started, when should you not use LaTeX. That's very important because I can sense that many people are going to have their APSs and their master's first phase presentations anytime within the next couple of months. So we have to keep that in mind, how to set it up, what are some quirks of LaTeX, what are some environments, equations, tables, figures, bibliography, and we'll cover most of it. Let's see, time permitting, how much can we do it. But what is important is that I want you to be involved in this workshop. Well, you see, you can find many videos online, right? But why don't we learn things by watching videos? Because we don't feel connected with it. So how can you feel connected? By doing it in the real time. So when I actually write a program or a small piece of code in LaTeX, in Overleaf, you should try it with me. So for people who have not yet set it up, I want you to visit overleaf.com and create an account right away. You just need to connect it with your Gmail, and Overleaf is a trusted website, so you can trust in them, and get it started. Once you're done, come back and raise your hand. So I'll repeat. It's actually blinking on the main screen. I want you to create an account on overleaf.com. All you have to do is log in with your Gmail. Okay, overleaf.com. I'll do it with you. Okay, and please raise your hand once you're done. Divya, are people sending messages, or these are the number of hands? 8.
Yeah, now they are raising their hand. In between, like voice was breaking. That's
Is
what.
it any better?
Now it's better.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So people, I want you to raise your hand and keep it raised. Don't lower your hand. Okay. I hope everybody knows how to raise their hands, right? By now, I'm sure people know it. Although I cannot find an option on my desktop, but people should be able to raise their hand. Okay. So let us see. Let me log in. If you have not created your login, you may need to register, login with your Google, which should be very easy, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, very well. So because this would be perhaps the first time that you are logged on to Overleaf, you might not see any files, and that's all right. Our goal today is to use this feature extensively. So we are going to use Overleaf. It's an online LaTeX editor. It is widely recommended across the globe by several journals, universities, research groups, research labs, and that's what we're going to do. So what's the count of number of hands? I still see just 10 hands raised. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, now almost half of them have raised the hand.
Okay, let us do this. Let me ask a negative question. How many of, please raise your hand. So people who have raised their hands, please lower your hands. And who, people who are unable to access Overleaf, please raise your hand. Who are unable to. I see just one hand. 2. Okay. So can someone, let's say Kaushik Sen, can you please unmute yourself and tell me what's the problem? Kaushik, if you can hear me. Yeah. Well, I think Kaushik is not audible. So I just see 3 hands. Okay, I'm going to assume that people are able to access it. All right. Okay, cool. So we're going to use Overleaf today. Now, LaTeX is basically a programming language. Now, when we write our reports or our papers or even letters in LaTeX, please keep in mind that it's not Word. And don't try to find a parallel. Although LaTeX can do everything that Word can and much more, but we should not try to find a parallel between the two. LaTeX is a programming language which needs compiling, just like any other programming language. Now, before people who don't have much background in programming, they get scared, I'll stop you right there. It is not a complex programming language. It's very user-friendly. It's super easy, okay? But it is a language. That means we'll need to compile it, okay? So let us start with a very simple example. You can see on my screen, there's an example. In today's presentation, whatever I'm going to write in the Courier new font, that would be something that is going to be used as the program. Okay. So before, if you're confused what is going on, just bear with me. Just trust me for a moment. Let's try this example. Okay. It's a very simple example. I hope you can see it on your screen. I'm going to start a new project. Okay. So you should start a new project. Okay. You would see in the left, there are 3 options: new file, new folder, and upload. And you understand what could it be. You can create folders to save, let's say, your image files or your different tech files or different kinds of files. A new file is basically where you write your program. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new file. I'm going to call it that's the name of the file, demolive.txt. You can have any other name, of course. Okay, so once you do that, you would have a file created here, and you can see that there's a blank screen here. Now let me just explain a bit. This part of the screen, the one that you see in the center, that is where you edit. That is where you write your program, just like in any other language. This right side is basically your output. So this is your input, where you write the program. This is your output, where you see the output of your program, which is a PDF file basically. So in Word, you have Word as an output. But if you have to submit your reports, you submit it in a PDF format quite often. LaTeX will always give you PDF as output. Or you can share your source file with people as well. So this side of the presentation, this side of the website is the output, the PDF, okay? Now let us start writing. So I assume that you may not remember. So the first line is document class article. So let us write. Now any command in LaTeX starts with a backslash, okay? So I start with backslash document class. So the moment you write backslash, LaTeX thinks that it is actually a command, all right? So that's why if you see the color, it has changed to blue because it's actually a recognized command. So now I'm going to write article, okay? And then the next line is begin document. As I said, just take a leap of faith before asking me what is going on, okay? And then end document. Is the font size visible? Can someone tell me? Or should I change the, is it visible?
Yeah,
Yes, it is visible.
Okay,
Yeah.
people, if you want to respond to my questions, just raise your hand. I would know that you're on the same page. You don't have to unmute unless you want to ask something or there's something seriously wrong. So just raise your hand. Even if I see a couple of raised hands, I'll understand that you're there. This is the new age of taking workshops and lectures. Okay, so that's document. And there we have the quadratic formula. So I want you to actually type it. I could have copied and pasted these equations in the chat window, but I want you to get a hang of it. So unless you will not understand what is going on. Okay. All right. So I forget the equation. So note this. As soon as I start typing, so I type frac. Okay, so the moment I start backslash frac, Overleaf suggests you some commands. Can you see CMD? That basically means that there is a command with that syntax. And if you notice, there are two curly braces after frac, right? So what that means is that the frac command takes two inputs. Okay, that's what it means. So there are two arguments to this function. Is there a question? Okay. Somebody unmuted themselves. So I would start writing the first input, which is minus b plus minus, so backslash pm, square root sqrt, again bracket start, minus b, I'm sorry, yeah, it's b squared. I forgot the solution of quadratic equations. That's what age does to you. Okay, so that's the closing of first input to the frac, and the second one is 2a, as you might remember. All right, let us just revisit what I just did. I'm going to change the font slightly. I think it's not quite visible. All right. Okay, so the font size is slightly increased, hopefully. Okay, so let us see what we have written here. So x, that's your root, equals frac. Now, if you recall, there are two inputs to frac. So the moment you keep your cursor to the beginning of the curly braces, you see that the last one is highlighted. Now you understand what that might mean. That's one block. So everything from here to here is just one block, one argument of frac. And the second argument is 2a. Now you understand frac is basically fraction. You can change the sizes of these two windows by moving, keeping your mouse here and dragging it. Okay. So once you have done writing this, let us compile it. So I'm compiling it. And here is what shows up on your right-hand screen. Now I'm going to stop here before I do anything, and I want to see a raise of hands. How many people could see this right hand of the screen, right-hand side of the screen? I want to see a raise of hands. I'm saying on the sides because my desktop is on this side. I cannot use this to see the hands. I see just one hand so far, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's nice.
Sir, your minus
Here
B
means
is missing.
plus minus. Sorry?
Your minus B is missing. I can't see your minus B in the formula.
In my equation, on my screen or on your screen? Can you see on your screen, Ravi?
Sorry, I can see on my screen, but I can't see on your screen.
Well, you see, now you
Okay,
can,
now,
right?
yeah, now it's, yeah.
Okay, so can I know your name? Who was it?
Sir, I'm Vedit.
Okay, Vedic. Now you see, I have optimized my computer for performance, my laptop, and therefore sometimes it just goofs up.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. It's Ravi.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the meaning of double dollar? I think in the first, in front of first is a double dollar sign, and after the code there is also double dollar. What is the meaning of that?
Good question, Ravi. Now you see, I'm writing this in math mode. Can you see the A here in 2A is different from A here? Can you guys see that? That's because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
in math mode. So when you write equations, formula, in any report, it has to be in a different font. Okay, so that's math font. Now, so whenever you write any equation, any term, it has to be in the math form, in the math font. It cannot be in the normal text. So as soon as you write double dollar, LaTeX understands that you're going to type out an equation. Okay?
Oh, okay, sir.
That's what it is. See, I'm going to explain all this in detail. Don't worry about it. But I just wanted to jump right in before I, explain everything. So, how many people got this? I want to see. Many people are not raising their hands. Why is that? Are they not trying it with us? Okay. Now, people who could not get it done, please raise your hand. People who could not get it done. Guys, I'll tell you, if this is going to be one session, I don't think we'll learn much. We're going to, okay, voice is breaking again. Any better? All right. I am in IT Bombay right now, and the internet is as good as you get. So I don't know what's the problem.
Yeah,
Thanks,
now
Karan.
it's okay.
Thanks, Karan. Okay, cool. So people who have problem doing this, compiling, please raise your hand, unmute yourself and ask me what's your problem. People who have problem. Prince, can you please unmute yourself and tell me what's the problem? How to increase font size? Well, it is actually browser. So you can just press Control and scroll up. You'll be able to change your font size. So that's what you do. Control plus or just zoom from here. Okay. All right. I still see some raised hands. I don't understand why are people neither asking questions nor telling me the problem. Anyone? Yeah.
Sir, how can I change the font size after I'm recompiling and I'm seeing the quadratic formula that is being shown on the right hand side after being recompiled? If I want to change the font size there, how can I change it there?
Okay, good question. So you see, you want to change the font size the way you do it in Word, or you want to change the font size as you see on the screen? What is your intention?
No, means I want to change the font size as we do it in the Word file according to our wish.
Okay, good question. Now you see, I'm not going to tell you that, although you can find out, but here's the reason that I'm not telling you this. The whole idea of using a LaTeX typesetting is that we are only interested in content. The formatting, including the font size, the font type, the margins, the spacing, everything is decided by the document designer, Now, in our case, in IIT Bombay, there is actually a guideline of how to write your reports, how to write your thesis. So someone, or you can do that yourself, can create a class file. I'll talk about it more later on. They can create a class file and they can load it. So you see here, I've given the input that document class is article. Okay, let me just do it once more. So document class, now you see, LaTeX is suggesting that there is a square bracket after the command, and there's a curly braces. So square brackets are basically optional inputs. Now in that optional input, you can change all these things. Font size, I'm not going to change it. I'm just showing you that you can do it. But the idea is that you leave all these decisions of deciding the font size, font type, all these to the document designers. And who are document designers? If you're writing a paper for a journal, then the journal will give you a class file. You don't have to get yourself into all the decision regarding fonts, margins, spacing at all. Okay, but you can do it from here. I'm not going to tell you how, because I want you to focus on content and not on formatting. I mean, we will deal with formatting, but it's automated. Okay, we will later on see that when you have figures in your Word file, and let's say you press enter, and let's say the figure is on the first end of the first page. The moment you add a couple of lines, the figure goes on the next page, or your caption goes on the next page, and you have a white space. That's not desirable. In LaTeX, you don't have to deal with actually compare two files, one in Word, another in LaTeX, and see it for yourself. It's very convenient to communicate your papers when you write in LaTeX, because let's say you've submitted in one journal, and then now you want to submit in some other journal. Now you don't have to change the entire formatting, how the section numbers are written, how figure is written, how you cite it, how you use bibliography. You don't have to change literally anything. You just have to change the top line where I write document class. You just write document class, which is provided by that journal, and that's it. Okay, you don't have to search for symbols. I'm sure most of us have faced this problem in the Word insert box. You just keep struggle with finding where is alpha and where is omega, and you don't have to do that anymore because there's a command for it. And some of you might have already figured that we are exactly using those commands, or plus minus. We did not have to search for any symbol in that entire long list. \PM is plus minus. \SQRT is square root. As simple as that. B raised to 2 is B squared. No, you don't have to actually select that text and put it in your subscript. Similarly, if you wanted a superscript, check this out. I mean, I want you to try this. If you put _1, _2, so that will become your subscript. To compile in Overleaf, you can use Control Enter. I repeat, to compile quickly, press Control Enter, and you can compile your program without actually clicking on this button. Okay, so it saves you some time. All right, now you can see X1, 1 is subscript. So it's very intuitive. You don't have to remember things. You don't have to click tons of time to get something done. LaTeX has super smart cross-referencing. I'll be talking about it briefly. I want you to take a note of it because I might not give you details of it. It's called label. So after you write any equation or figure, you assign a label to it, and then you refer to that label. So now you remember in Word, how do you refer? You have section numbers 2.1, 2.2.1, and you go and refer to it. In LaTeX, there is a label. By label, I mean the name. I'll talk about it. But cross-referencing is amazing. Reference manager, as I talked about it, bibliography and citation, it's just super easy. And again, as I said, you can change the styles very quickly. Word also has that feature. In fact, Word has an add-on. It's called Zotero. There are many like that. My favorite is Zotero. But again, not as good as NatBib, which is LaTeX reference manager. Figures and tables, I talked about it. Your captions will not go away from your figures in LaTeX. It's stable, it's homogeneous, and it's globally used. Now, how do we get started with LaTeX? If you think that this workshop is going to get you started, then that cat gives you the answer. This is not the way to go about it. You have to start with a project. There is no other way out. I'm not biased towards cats or dogs. I like them both. These are the gifts that I could find very quickly while making the presentation. I want you to start with a project. That's the only way to learn it. You cannot learn just by seeing me do it. Okay? And by project, I mean you have to start right now. After we're done with this, if you have a presentation after a couple of months or a report to be submitted, do that in LaTeX. I have a question. How many PhD first year students do we have in this group today who are yet to write their APS reports, or maybe they have started writing and have written 20, 30 pages? So can I see a raise of hands for people who are in the first year of their PhD and yet to write their APS report? Okay, barely two. Interesting. How many of you are second year and master students who are yet to write their reports? Okay, this is cool. Now, I strongly encourage you guys and girls to use LaTeX if you have more than 4 or 5 weeks before your presentation. Okay, when should you not use LaTeX? First, if you're inexperienced and you're under strict deadline, do not use it. You might be frustrated. Its learning curve is steepish. I would not say very steep, because after a point you learn and then you saturate. You just get your things done by Googling it, and you're forced to visit websites like Stack Exchange quite often. If your document is already written, do not use LaTeX right now. If you're a control freak with a document, you want everything in a particular place, you want a box in that right top corner, and you want to change your margins on the fly, you have different arrangements on different pages, I would rather recommend you to use Adobe Illustrator than LaTeX. If your document is dynamic, there are links to be clicked, you want to go back and forth in a document, then HTML and Java are way to go. But for all technical purposes, LaTeX is the software, the programming language to use. Now, if some of you are wondering if it is so good as I claim, why are people not using it? Because LaTeX is open source. They don't have a marketing manager. They are not selling it. No one is making money out of it. And therefore, you may not have heard of it, but take my word for it. Globally, all leading research groups or even research labs, they use LaTeX. Okay, setting it up. Most of you have set it up already. Overleaf is what we're going to use. There are two ways to set it up, either online, which is cloud, which is always on the cloud, or offline. Overleaf is very powerful. It gives you tons of space and its servers are super fast. You can access it from any place. As you have noticed, if you check this out, I made these files for today's presentation, right? And they're there. I made them on a different system. So that's a very good feature, that it's accessible from any place. It's very handy for collaboration. That's the advantage of online. Offline, I have been using offline LaTeX for my entire life until today. It's fast, it's old school. These are the links to download and install offline version of LaTeX. In Windows, you will have an engine which will compile like C++ or C, and then you will have a text editor, which is basically where you write your program. Okay, so very sleek text editor is Text Studio. It's just amazing. And this is your engine. So let me explain once more briefly. You have an engine that will basically compile your program. It's like compiler. And then you have a text editor where you can just write. So if you look at Overleaf, this is where we are writing all our programs. This is editor. And when you click on compile, then things get compiled by an engine which is running on the cloud. Okay. So in case of offline versions, you need to download both the engine and the text editor and install them. If you're on Mac, then that's your website. It comes with an inbuilt text editor. On Linux, if you are using the distributions Ubuntu and Debian, then that's your command. If you're using other distributions, I'm sure you would know what to do. It's fast if you use offline, and if you're cynical about your data being stolen by online platform, then you can use offline mode, which will feed off your cynicism that someone is going to steal your data. Let's revisit our first example. So what's the structure of a LaTeX document? This first line tells us that what's the type of the document. Is it an article? Is it a book? Is it a letter? Is it a special class of document which is defined by you or someone from the journal? That's what went in the first line. You might recall here from the example. Okay. Now you need to add more packages. For instance, let's say you want to include figure. Then you'll have to add a package. Okay, it's called graphics. We'll talk about it. But all the definitions, configuration, somebody asked how to change the font size, how to change the paragraph spacing. All those things will happen between document class and begin document. So once you say begin document, LaTeX gets the command that, well, now we're ready to go. So we're actually going to write the content of the report between begin document and end document. Okay, you can change margins, load packages. You can do all that here between article and document. Okay, we are using Overleaf, most of us today. These are some shortcuts that might be useful. I have already talked about Control Enter. Please use it, because every time you click, you're wasting some time. Control F will find and replace. Unlike finding in the browser, it will find in your editor, the text file. This is very important. Control /. This will comment the selected line, okay, or uncomment. Let us see. So I'm going to write so let us do this. I'm going to use a package called Lipsum. Okay, so let's see what it does. I want you to do it as I try. Please do it with me. Don't wait. Don't think that you will just see and understand. Let's see. Okay, so what I did is I added a package called Lipsum. It basically means lorem ipsum, which is Latin for dummy text. Okay, so basically this is a dummy text. I didn't want to type all this, and so there's a package that will just let you see or let you learn these things on the fly. So I want you to write use package in curly braces Lipsum, which is actually a short form for lorem ipsum, and then write this command. So this is the package which if I comment this package out, let us comment it out. So Control / or put a percentile mark. I suggest get into the habit of using Control / because that will allow you to comment several lines in a stretch. Okay, if you comment this out and then compile this, you will get an error. See, this will tell you that there's an error. Check this out. If you click here, the logs and output file, you'll see that there's an error. The control sequence at the end of top line was never defined. Okay, so there's an error because this command works only if you load this package. Okay, some people might understand the lingo of library, so that's kind of a library. So I'm going to uncomment it. I'm going to either delete that percentile or press Control / once more, and you compile it. Control Enter, and there you have your compiled file. Okay, cool. So now if I want to change, let's say spacing. Okay, so let us see. You don't really need to remember any of the syntaxes. Okay, now I want you to type use package geometry, and the margin is 0.7 inches on all sides. Okay, so just let us comment this out. Okay, I've commented these 3 lines out. So anything that is commented is basically not read. It is there, but it's not read. So you don't need to write this. what you need to do is write this line before begin document and then compile. I would like to see some hands after you're done with this. I've just changed the size of my window very small. Basically, that's because I wanted you to see how does the margin change after I give this command. Okay, if I comment it out and compile it, check it out. The margins are large, right? You see the margins are almost an inch or more than that. In fact, it's 2 inches, 2.5 inches. If I uncomment this line, compile my program once more, your margins have changed. Okay. Let me add one more couple of lines. So once I change that, I will actually get 3 paragraphs of dummy text. So there are 3 paragraphs. Now you see they are quite close to one another, right? So let us change that by adding you see, I used a package. Now I'm changing the parameter. They're different things. Using a package is basically trying to use some programs, some functions that someone else has programmed. And this is changing the parameter. Okay. So this is, as you can see, paragraph indent. So you understand the indentation. This is the indent, the space, this hanging space. Okay. So I'm going to change it to, let's say, 3 EM. Okay. It's called M. M stands for the space that is taken by the letter M. So M for mother. Okay, that's the unit of space in the current font. So there are several units of space. This is one of them, 3M. Okay, I'm going to comment this too and compile. Let's see what happens. Okay, if you notice, this space increased. Let us change it to an exorbitantly high value and see what happens. You see, it has just shifted all the way to the right. So that's how you control the indent. Okay, I'm going to comment this out and add a new different and change different parameter, paragraph skip. So this will be basically the distance between these 2 paragraphs. Okay, so let's have 2 EM and compile it once more. And you see there is more space. Now 2 EM is not good. You can have 1 EM or 1.5, but you get my point. You can change that variable by these different parameters. Now, I repeat, you should not be doing this generally. I'm just telling you because if you have to write a letter, then you can do that too. But generally, you don't need to change all this. Okay, I'm going to comment out this and run one of the final commands in this list, which is baseline stretch, and you see what happened. Basically, increase the line spacing inside the paragraph. So we change 3 things: indent, this space, paragraph skip, space between these 2, line stretch, space inside the paragraph between lines. So you get my point. If you face any problem running these 3 commands, please raise your hand. I'm going to stop here for 15 seconds. Please raise your hand if you faced any problem running these commands. If you think I'm going fast, if you think I'm going slow, please raise your hand and speak up. Guys, you need to ask me questions if you get stuck, or if you think it's too fast, or is it too fast? Can someone please raise their hand if they think it is too fast?
Sir, just wanted to know where have you typed this first thing, and since we have not typed it, so I was trying to figure out, like, first should I type the stuff which is there on the right hand side. Only if I type it I'll be able to play around, like, you know, increase the paragraph and so on. So I was not able to do any of this because I hadn't typed any of this. So
Pradeep, did you join in late?
No, sir. I had joined earlier. I got the first paragraph, but the entire text, I'm talking about the text.
Oh, the text. Right. Good question. Good question. So this text, I have not typed either. Do you see? So this line, do you see this command, lip sum?
Yes, sir.
If I comment this, don't mute yourself. Just check this out. I'm commenting this out, okay? And I'm compiling again. Check this out. It will go away. It is garbage text, okay? It is garbage text that just lets us see all these different things that I'm doing. Okay. It is not actually, it does not mean anything. I have not typed it. That's the whole idea. I didn't want to type. Okay. It's called Lorem Ipsum. It's the Latin for dummy text. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's a dummy text. Don't worry about it. It's just something. Okay. It's like you're writing a report. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay. While we are on this topic, how about this? Let me give a command section and actually make it clear that it is dummy text. I sure didn't type it. Okay, check this out. Okay, so if you can actually see that try to do this. You can type some other things. You don't have to type what I have typed for sure. But you see there is a section now, okay, with that name.
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So you see there is section 1, right? That's how you define section. If I were to define a new section here, I can just give the same command. Second section. Okay, now if you notice, I'm using these syntaxes, at free will, because I use this programming language for a very long time. If you face problems, please stop me. So I start with curly braces, I close with curly braces. These parentheses are just, just it's nothing basically. It's showing up as I write it. Okay. This package lipsum has 150 dummy paragraphs, and it will just someone is speaking.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you order? Hello.
I can hear you. Who is this?
Hello.
Yeah. Who
Sir.
is this? Baji?
Sir, can you explain what is this second para indent and para skip once more?
Yes, I will.
Can you explain second para indent and para skip once
yes,
again?
Yes, I will. Okay, now let's check this out. Thanks for asking. So
Yes, sir. I'm Baji.
Indent. Okay, so indent is indentation. This space. Okay, from here to here. Let us change that. All right. So I'm going to change this line from. So I had commented it out. Now I'm commenting it in. So actually, it's a program, and I'm writing 4 EM there. Okay. And let me recompile. Check this out. This is basically notice. Guys, who was asking the question? Did you notice this change?
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Okay. Is it any better?
Yes, and now it is okay.
Okay. So did you see? So don't mute yourself, whoever is asking the question. Did you see that this has changed? This has increased. That's what this does. It's not indentation. Okay, that's the name. That's English basically. Paragraph skip is the spacing between these 2 paragraphs. Okay, so you can write that inside your program. Okay. Who was that?
Thank you, sir.
You understood, right? Cool. Okay, so now we know how we define sections and how we change these different indentation and paragraph spacings. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm sorry, who is this?
So this is Nidhi.
You will have to speak slightly louder, Nidhi. I'm old.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, better. Yes, now you are.
Sir, what is the shortcut for commanding a line?
Yes, thanks for asking. I want everyone to stop me if they don't get it. Control and then /. So basically the key to the left of shift, /, control /. Okay. In fact, you can do this. You can select 3 lines. Check this out. And good that you asked. Check this out. There are 3 lines. I selected those 3 lines. And now if I press control /, all those 3 get uncommented. And they again get commented. So the same command toggles between the 2. Was it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Okay. I want everyone to use shortcut and hotkeys for commenting, because you are not going to be able to do it properly unless you use the hotkeys. Okay. Cool. Where was I? So where was I? Can someone remind me? Okay. So these are the hotkeys. Right. You can use, you can change the fonts to bold or italicized by using Control B. So let us check this out. So if you remember, I have
Sir, your voice, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm Sumit, and your voice is breaking. I'm not able to clearly understand what you are trying to say at this moment.
Okay, that's sad.
Now it's clear. Now it's clear. It's intermittently breaking, right? It's not always clear. It's not always breaking, but sometimes it breaks, sometimes it's not. So it is quite difficult to understand.
Can you please stop me whenever you cannot hear me? Can you take that responsibility, please?
Okay, I will try.
No, it doesn't matter. See, the fact is that no one is going to tell me, and I cannot understand on my own, right? So please stop me whenever that's the case. Is it clear right now?
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's clear, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Just stop me, okay? I'm in IIT Bombay right now, so if the network is bad, I don't know what else I can do. But please stop me. Okay, let us check this out.
So,
So this is
one doubt I'm having.
Yeah.
So I uncommented that line that you wrote a renew command for the baseline stretch. So when I compiled it, so for the first ellipse sum, the baseline means the distance between the two lines, it is increasing. But for the second ellipse sum, it is remaining the same. Means it's not increasing. Why is it so?
Okay, so when you are talking about baseline stretch, then
Yes.
are you talking about the space between these lines
Yes,
inside the
yes,
paragraph?
yes.
Okay, so how many ellipse sums did you use? 1, 2, 3?
Yes, 1 to 3 in that, and in the second I just changed. I used a 7 to 10.
Okay, just hang on there. Tell me what have you done so that I can reproduce the problem. So 7 to 10, 1 to 3,
Yes.
and baseline stretch?
Yeah, that I kept 1.5.
Okay,
What
so and it is commented in. Okay, so is this what you have done?
Yeah.
Okay, let us see. So what happens? So let us see. Okay, so what's your question again?
Yes, my question is that the baseline stretch is okay. Now it's okay. Okay. Means the baseline stretch 1.5 when we are keeping it is increasing. Means when we'll decrease it, it is this is controlling the spacing between the two lines, right?
Exactly. Inside the paragraph. Yeah.
Inside the paragraphs. Okay, not
Yes.
the spacing
So,
between. Okay.
right. So there are three things: spacing inside the paragraph, spacing between the paragraph, indentation of the paragraphs. Okay. So spacing is this inside the paragraph. Between paragraph is these two, paraskip, and indentation is parindent. This. Okay. All right. Cool. So I'm going to again comment this comment it out, and I'm going to zoom in only on the PDF. And now I want you to focus on formula. I want you to write this text in bold. Okay. So all you need to do is take that and press Control B.
So
B
your
for
voice
bold.
is breaking.
Prakash, again, it's breaking.
Okay, thank you, Divya. You can stop me too whenever it breaks.
Someone was suggesting to keep your video off. So can you try that?
Can I do that? Yes, of course.
Okay, fine.
All right, people. Is it any better?
Yeah, it's better.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So now check this out. I want the quadratic formula to be written in bold font. So I selected it and pressed Control B. I'll do that once more. Okay. So now I'm going to select this from here to here. Press Control B. Now you could have typed this as well. Text BF. You understand what it says, right? It's a function with the name text bold face. Okay. Now let us compile it once more and see what happens. You see, this is in bold, and I want you to try it on your computer, on your system. So you understood. If you want to emphasize on a specific section, specific part of your paragraph, your write-up, you can use Control B. Similarly, Control I will italicize it. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but you can try. Control I, that's text italicized. I'm not going to show you that. Okay, so that's fine. Now let us move on. Now there are some quirks of LaTeX. For instance, it is insensitive to white space. Let me repeat. LaTeX is insensitive to white space. Okay, let us try this text. Okay, I'm going to paste this text in chat so that you don't have to type it. Let us do this.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, who is this?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
When I use package Utopia, my text BF was not working.
I'm sorry, what was not working?
When I my text BF was not working when I imported a package called Utopia.
What's that package? I don't know what is that package. Utopia.
Yes, sir.
What does it do?
UTOPI. It's for fonts, I guess. Font size something.
Okay, but I told you, right? We are not interested in changing font sizes. I could actually look up what's so LaTeX is vast. It has tons of features. I can look up what's the problem, but I want you and in fact everyone to just concentrate on content, structure, and language rather than the realization. You can do all these things very quickly if you understand the overall system. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Are you
Okay.
able to do everything that I have been talking about today?
Yes, sir, I am able to do everything I have been talking
Fantastic. See,
about.
if you have any specific problem that is particular to you, feel free to send me a message subsequently. I'll share my contact details in the end of the presentation. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to, I could not find the text. What I'm going to do is, let us do this. I'm going to paste this text in the chat window. How do I do that? Where is chat? Chat. Okay, to everyone, there is the chat. Okay, I want you guys to copy this. I hope you can see my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, share this side. I have one doubt. I tried the bold face and then after that on the same test I applied for italic. But
I'm
then
sorry.
both of
I'm sorry. I cannot hear you properly. Is it me or is the network bad? Can you repeat your question?
So I was saying that when I checked on the quadratic formula that text BF, but on the same text I put just italic size also, italic font also, but it didn't take that.
Okay, so your voice is breaking, but let me get this right. Is your question that you tried to bold, put this in bold and it is not working?
Bold and italic both.
Right. Is that your question? You try to do that inside the math
Yes,
mode,
sir.
right? Okay, good question.
Yes,
Now you see,
sir.
I talked about it earlier. That math mode has a particular characteristic. Now, all the equations, all the formula needs to be written in a particular fashion. We cannot choose to do that. It's already italicized, right? So, if something is already
Prakash,
italicized,
your voice is breaking, I guess.
really, this is
Yes, sir, your
bad.
voice is breaking.
Even now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Guys, please stop. Don't feel that I'll be irritated because you need to tell me. This is my feedback.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so back to the question. So you asked that why can I not put this in bold? That's because these equations are already in math mode, and math mode has a particular format. Okay. Right? Check this out. Every single symbol is italicized. It's not normal font at all. Like, check this A and check this E. So only
Sorry,
italicized.
Prakash.
Yeah.
Again, it's there is some problem with the
Should I
network.
disconnect and connect back? Is that okay?
Can you try that?
I'm disconnecting. Please make me the presenter as soon as I come back. I'll just connect
Okay.
after leaving.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Is it any better?
Yeah, but still,
Is it?
yeah, now it's okay, I guess.
Okay, I changed some other things as well. I hope it works, but again, I want you to stop me if there's a problem. All right, so someone is asking, uh, a moment. Yes. Okay, so someone is asking, why can we not put this in boldface? That's because equations have a particular format and you cannot actually make them bold. Bold basically means it's a matrix, okay? And I suspect there will be a command to put matrices, okay? Let's check this out. I hope this works. I don't use it often, but it might work. So you see now A is in boldface. You need to, if you can just, okay. So what is to be noted here is that in math mode, which is equations are math mode. In math mode, there's a particular format, okay? And you cannot violate it. So that's the takeaway. So I'm gonna go back and start the, continue with the presentation and yeah, so where were we? We were trying to copy this, I pasted a set of lines in the chat, which I'm not able to see myself, but here they are, sorry. So now if you copy all this, okay, paste it in your LaTeX file. So I just pasted all these lines and I'm just compiling it, okay? Let us see what happens. If you move your mouse to the PDF window, you can actually see these soft buttons to zoom in and zoom out only on the PDF, okay? So make good use of it. Okay, let us see what happened. So when I typed those white spaces, check this out. My program and the output. Do you see the difference? I like my words to have varied spaces between them. I also like loads of new lines. But everything is coming out in the same line. What does that mean? What that means is that LaTeX completely ignores double spaces. Now that's actually a good thing, because by accident, if you have more than one space, it will not treat that as different space. It will think that that's by mistake. That's also true for new line. So any line enter is basically the same line. But what if you really want to change the line? In that case, you need to have two enters. Okay, let us check this out. So if you, this is the first line, okay? And now if I press double enter twice, and this is the second line, okay? That is compile it. Is my voice quality better, Divya?
Yes, yes, Prakash.
Yes. Fantastic. Now you see people that I have forced that second line. The another way of doing it is that is backwards slash twice, okay? See, the difference is that in this case, a new paragraph started. In the case of double enter, it was part of the same paragraph. So that's the difference. But the takeaway is that in order to change line, you need to use a single change of line is not considered as a change of line. That's that's one of the quirks of LaTeX. Okay, if you want space, extra space, then you can actually use backslash and then semicolon. So if you use backslash semicolon twice, you'll get two spaces. Okay, let us see. You see there's an extra space here between second and line. Now you see that there's an extra space. You can use backslash quad to have more space. So there's more space between two. You might need these things occasionally, but you should know that it can be done. Okay. All right, cool. But they're generally not needed. You can also force new lines by adding those double. So we can also force new lines. Check this out. So if I do this, That's my output. We can, so there is a new line wherever I have those double backslash. All right, let's move on. Now there are some special characters which cannot be typed on its own. So let us say you want to type backslash, okay? So if you want to type backslash, that cannot be typed. There will be an error because, and why would there be an error? Because backslash, anything that starts with backslash is basically a command. Okay, it has a special meaning. So if you want to actually type backslash, we'll have to do this. This is how you type backslash in LaTeX.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. Like when the line is, I like my word. This is start from this, and after that there is a space, indentation space. So where are you using the indentation? Like this is the first line, and after that this is the second line written.
Yeah. What's your question again?
So you have intentionally indented this line. This is the first line.
Right.
Where is the written in the code?
I talked about this in the beginning, that you can control these different parameters using these three commands. Okay. Now I'm not going to go back and focus on that, but what you should do is play with these three features. There are these three parameters. Just play with them until you get it right. See, there are just three parameters. One is spacing between the same paragraph, spacing between two paragraphs, and indentation, this space. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at this sample text, see what's happening. The first paragraph started without indentation, and the second one has indentation, right? Do you see this?
Yes, yes, sir.
So that's what's happening here as well. Now I'm not doing this because I don't want to keep. So this is the expected behavior, right? See, this is non-indented. This is indented.
Yes.
This is indented. This is indented. It's clear, right?
Yes.
It's a expected behavior. So I think it's fine. If you are too bothered by it, I'm going to comment this out. Okay. Now
Okay.
These special characters. Let us see what can we do with these special characters. So this is how you type backslash in LaTeX. You might have noticed that I have slipped in this special way of writing LaTeX. That's the logo of LaTeX, and that's the command for writing LaTeX actually. So in LaTeX, this is how you type backslash. Yeah.
Prakash, again your voice is breaking. Can you repeat that?
Yes, I will. Thank you. So you see in LaTeX, if you want to write backslash, you cannot write backslash because it's actually a command. It's used for programming itself. So you will have to write in text backslash and then actual backslash. Now sandwich it between two $signs, which are used for math mode. So it is in math mode, and you see the output that we see a backslash. Okay, was this clear to people, to everyone? Can I see a raise of hands? Unfortunately, I cannot actually see hands anymore. Okay. Let us see. So I don't see any hands, but there are hands. Oh, there are some hands. All right. Thank you. Similarly, you can skip all these special characters dollar by writing backslash dollar. Most often backslash and that symbol will work. Okay. Most often. So backslash and this symbol itself will work. What if you want to type percentile? Remember percentile is used to comment out. So you can again do backslash percentile. Okay. Similarly, you can use underscore and ampersand and all these things to write these special characters. Okay. So I hope that's clear. Yeah, you see, you can actually see that these special characters are typed. They will not work without backslash. This process is called escaping. Okay, we are escaping the command line and using it as a text. Okay, now I want you to try this. I'll again copy paste this text in the chat window, and let's see what you get. Just give me a moment. Can I copy paste from another computer? Yeah, I can, right? That's actually nice. So copied. What's the difference between single and double dollar sign? Good question, Rizwan. The single dollar sign is used for basically going in the maths mode. Double dollar sign is formula. So let us say that actually I'm going to try this because you asked. Check this out. So okay, check this out. Copy and demo live and paste. Okay. Now, if you see this, all I've written is I've used single dollar here as you asked and double dollar here. Okay. Let us compile it. All right. Let us see what's the difference. Okay, see the single dollar here, change that M greater than E to math mode. So it is actually written like a math, like a symbol. That's how you should always write, by the way. And this double dollar, change it to formula, right? Okay, so I think I have cleared Rizwan's doubt. Let us go back and try this, double quotes, okay? So I'm going to copy this and you can copy it from the chat window. I have used double quotes and let us see what happens. Okay, check this out. Using double quotes, this initial starting of the quote is not appropriate. Can you see it? Maybe zoom in. See, this is not right. It is closing quotes on both the sides. So the way out is to delete that and use backtick. So backtick is the button to the left of one. To the left of one, the numpad, not the right numpad, but the keys on the top of your alphabets. Okay, there is tilde, and the same button is basically backtick. So use double backtick to open the quotes. Single backtick to open the single quotes. To close the quotes, you can use double inverted comma to close the double quotes. Single inverted comma to close the single quotes. Let us recompile. Voila, it works, right? All right, so I hope that's clear. So every time you have to write double quotes or single quotes, you should use backtick. It's called backtick. Okay, cool. Now, if you might notice, there's a problem with greater than and less than 2, right? Let us check this out. Okay, you are gonna get some errors, or rather some unexpected behavior, and you should be very careful about that. Do you see the problem that greater than has become question mark inverted and this exclamation point inverted? So the way out is to put this in math mode. Okay, I'm going to show you here. The math mode starts with single dollar, ends with single dollar, and you can write alpha is greater than beta, is less than gamma. And if you compile, that will do the job. There you go, right? You can also use a greater than or equal to, that's GEQ, and then you can write delta and LEQ, and then you can write some other thing. You are noticing that I'm using two things at the same time. I'm actually telling you that you can write these special characters by simply using these commands, backslash alpha, backslash beta, and let us recompile it. There you go, right? Greater than and equal sign will not work. You can try. Okay, this epsilon, some people don't like it because it has a different purpose. You can use var epsilon to use your conventional epsilon, the one that is used for, epsilon delta method. So you see that's your conventional epsilon, and this is your And the deltas are 2, 2. There is one var delta and there is one normal delta. Okay, so the var delta I mistyped. Let me do that again. I still don't see var delta for some reason. Let us recompare. There's an error. So var delta does not seem to be the right command. Pardon me. Let us try partial. Right, I'm sorry, it's partial. Okay, so the del operator, that's written using partial. So now you understand that you can write these special characters. Okay, let us move on. I'm going to straight away give you some list of symbols, and let us go doing everything, although you can try in the background. Okay, I'm not going to execute all of this while we do it. So the superscript, many of you would have already seen. Is my voice more stable now? Can someone tell me?
Yes, sir. It's like breaking in between, but it's okay. It's better now.
Okay, so turning off the video is
One
helpful.
query.
Yes, please.
Nothing, sir. Just that when I was putting that alpha beta, I'm getting it in terms of the words only, the greater than symbol. Everything is coming, but it's ALPHA. I'm not getting the symbol. So, have I missed out any library or something?
Yes, that's possible. So what symbols? So you may not have added AMS math, but I have not added that either. So have you added article? Are you writing an article? And do you have geometry?
Geometry, I think.
Are you using the dollar signs?
Yeah, dollar sign. I was cautious and I used the dollar sign. But
Okay.
I see that I'm getting alpha is greater than beta. How we have written in the same format.
Have you written the backslash as well?
Oh no! 1 minute. I think I missed out on that. Okay.
Okay,
No,
that's
that's okay. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Does it work
I'll
now?
check it out.
Does it work now?
1 minute.
Yeah, let's do it right away. There's no rush. I cannot tell you everything anyway. Let me know if it works.
Yes, sir, it's working now.
Fantastic. Okay, now
Yeah,
you see,
thank you.
people, you have to be careful. Sure, you have to be careful. This is a mistake that you will make in the beginning quite often, forgetting that backslash. I used to make that too. See, for degree sign, you can use backslash CERC, circle, and then you will get degree. We can try that. Superscript, by now you have learned, that's the cap. I want you to focus on something here. Okay, check this out. If I want to write, so I start with the dollar sign, double dollar sign, because I'm writing this as an equation. Now let us say I want to write exponent of x plus y is equal to exponent of x times exponent of y. Okay, I'm just writing this very simple equation. Let's compile. Let's see what do we get. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, you see it is not what you wanted, right? These are not in the superscript. Okay, now so what do you do? Now if you look at the program, from here to here, all these parenthetical statements, they should go in curly braces, start and end. Okay, now let us recompile. There you go, it works. Okay, but there are still some problems. Now I have noticed this in almost 80% people who make the reports in MS Word, that they use this star sign for representing product, but that's wrong, because star sign is used for convolution. It has a different meaning in mathematics. So what should you do? Should use times. Okay, again backslash, don't forget the backslash, control enter. And now you see the product sign. That's actual product sign. Even if you don't have any sign there, that's understood. But writing asterisk is wrong. Okay. Now notice one more thing. Here, exp is actually a function. It has a special meaning. So when you're in normal text mode and you're writing a mathematical equation, you put that in italics to emphasize that it is special. So when you're in maths mode, to emphasize that it is special, you go back to normal. Okay, let me repeat. when you're in when you're in normal text mode and you want to write something, okay, that let's say there are n number of problems in my life, but I can only address n by 10 of them. Okay, now check this out. When I write something like this, I should use n in math mode, because n is actually a symbol. It's a mathematical figure. Same for n by 10. I should put that in math mode. Okay, this is a convention. Okay, I'm not asking you to do it. I'm not telling you a way to do it. This is how it is done. Okay, let us check this out. Is there any question? Okay, so you see the n is italicized now. That's how you should write. There are n numbers of problems in my life, but I can only address n by 10 of them. Okay, now when I'm in normal text, this became italicized. When I'm in math mode, exp should be written actually without italics. If you don't do that, if you don't put backslash, then exp will be italicized. If you put backslash, then exp is actually a function. This will not work with everything. It will only work with exp because exp is actually a function. Okay, so there you go. Now you see that it is that equation worked. Okay, cool. Let us go back.
Sir?
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
Sir, if I want my equation as left aligned or right aligned, can I change the alignment of my equation?
Yes, you can. I'm going to talk about it. So this is not actually the best way of writing equations. What we are doing is using equations on the fly. Okay. Since you asked, let us start doing it right away. I don't have a fixed way of covering things, but since you asked, let's try this. Okay. Now check this out. I write begin align. Okay. And I'm just pasting the same equations, but I don't need these dollars anymore. Okay. Let us recompile. This is actually a more appropriate way of writing equations. Okay.
Okay.
Let's check this out. You see now it is left aligned. Okay.
Okay.
There are some errors. The errors are because I think the mode, we need to use a package called AMS Math. So now would be the time for everyone to use this package, add it to their list. I'll just check the syntax. You don't need to remember the syntax. As I said, AMS Math. So please add AMS Math. I'm sorry. Please add AMS Math. Let us compile again. Okay, so that's the right way. It is still not aligned. I can see that. We'll learn more about it subsequently, but let me just. But what I have done is I've introduced you to environments. This is called environment. Okay, where you begin something and you end something. Okay, you can write two equations here back to back. Check this out. So I'm writing just 5 plus 0.3, and then you have 5, and then you have minus 0.3. Okay, let's recompile. Okay, so you cannot see minus sign. Someone else has already pointed. That's because of the resolution. Now you can see it. Okay, again this problem. So what do? I'll put that in curly braces. So whenever you see something like this, you know what's wrong. Okay, that was intentional. Okay, now you recompile it, and it works. Okay, so now to answer the question, you can change the alignments.
Sir,
yeah.
Here don't we have to use the dollar sign while defining this equation?
Good question. Good question. I'm actually quite impressed. Good question. So align equation or anything that is mathematical. So equations are already mathematical. So LaTeX understands that you are actually in math mode. Now, on the contrary, if you have to write something in text, so let us say you want to add some text to the range of X. Okay, so then you will have to use text mode. Okay, so see, the things have changed. LaTeX is already in math mode. Now you want to write things in text. You have to use
So you are not clear.
Hold on,
Prakash, your voice is breaking
The voice
again.
is breaking again.
I'm sorry. Is it any better?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir,
now
it
it's
is
better.
okay.
You can just repeat what you last.
Please do that. Please do that. Stop me. Okay, now check this out.
Yeah.
I wanted to write x is between 5 and 10. Now see what happened. If has become italicized because everything is in math mode. So if you want to write text, then you have to write text begin / text and then put all the text commands like this. Okay, so what I did is rather than just writing if
Prakash, I think it's again happening the same. Your voice is breaking again.
okay, I can stop. Right. Any better?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's better. Yeah.
But please stop me. This is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So check this out, people. So I just keep on interrupting. I don't get bothered at all. Please interrupt me. The whole idea is to convey the idea. Okay. Check this out. Unless you can hear me, there's no point of doing this. Stop me. Okay. Now see this. I wanted to write if as a normal text. So I had to put it in text because it is special. Okay. So when you are in normal mode and you're writing math thingy, like here we did, there are n number of problems in my life. I had to put n in dollar to indicate that it is math mode. When you're writing equation, then you'll have to tell that you want to write a normal text by writing text specifically. Is this clear to everyone what I'm trying to say? When you're in normal mode, math is special. When you're in math mode, normal text is special. Whoever asked the question, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir. Begin alignment. When did we enter into the math mode? Like before alignment, we just use the double dollar sign to go just like the equation. Then we are
Right.
beginning the alignment. So
Right.
how is LaTeX understanding that we have entered the math mode?
So this environment, the begin align environment is actually math mode.
Okay,
This
okay,
environment. Okay.
okay.
So, so that same statement which I just made is also true if I were to write just equation. Okay. I'm sure if some of you are trying, you might be getting error if you don't have those line change remark. I mean, you need to change the line to have this in the next line. So the same statement that I made is true for equation as well. These are called environment, equation environment. And there are many environments. Okay, let us do this once more. Okay, so that did not change because equation can write things in single line. So if you have single line equation and you see the equation number has appeared as well. If you have single line equation, use equation. If you have multi-line equation, use align. I want you to actually take a note of this. It is not in the presentation. Most of the things are not in the presentation because I'm doing it with you. If you write align, then you'll get n lines of equation, however many lines you have. So now you see that there are these different equations. Now, someone talked about alignment. So if you want to align these equal sign in both these equations, put an ampersand before equal sign in both equations and see the magic. See, now the equal signs are aligned. This is more professional, right? So that's the use of, that's how you can align. You can align, there are more ways of aligning. Somebody asked left alignment. I will talk about that too. But in my opinion, this alignment is more important. So the all equations appear similar. Okay, superscript we have seen. Subscript, again, just like superscript, I had to combine these to put them together. I'll have to combine things to put them together in subscript as well, right? So let us say I have a underscore ij is equal to I plus j minus 3, then I have actually clubbed this I and j together by using that curly braces. Okay, I hope it's clear to everyone what I'm trying to do. So you see it's now it is aligned. This, yeah.
Sir, if I want to number each equations in the align section.
So you see, I'm actually, so the LaTeX is already doing it. Now, so who was this? Sorry?
Sandeep.
Sangeet.
Sandeep Parihar. Sandeep.
Okay, Sandeep, you see, I have a negative question. What if I don't want some of these equations? Okay.
Okay,
That's
I
more
thought
important. So you put no number. Okay, so check this out. There are 1, 2, 3. If I put no number in one of those lines, that line will not be numbered. Okay, you will have 1, nothing, and 2. So thanks for asking. Okay, but the question was negative. That if you don't want, you see, this is not an equation. I have an equation here as well. This is just an example. So I don't want a number there. So you can just put no number. If you don't want number in any of these, then you can use asterisk. In LaTeX, whenever you add asterisk, it is suppressed. The numbering is abandoned in any command, even in chapter, even in section. Okay, now you will not have
And
number.
one more follow-up question.
Yeah.
Will it follow the numbering means sequence? Suppose I
It
have
will.
written equation before that alignment part also.
It will.
So
It
suppose
will.
one equation. Okay.
Yes. It will. Let us see. I just copied the same equations. Okay. And let me just recompile. Okay. Do you see that they are continued?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you're in report mode, if you're writing report from IIT Bombay or any other report, then in fact it will follow a chapter number. So you will have 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, just like that. Okay. Just the way we have section here, you will have chapters there. Right? Okay.
Excuse
Cool.
me, sir.
Yeah.
For line number 38, that in the slash in, that is the curly braces 5, 10, then it is a square bracket.
Yes, yes. That's right. So what's the problem? Sorry.
So is it correct? Like the bracket is, or it is like 39 is in the continuation?
No, no, no. Hold on. This comes from mathematics. In maths, when you have starting with parenthesis and ending with square bracket, that means 10 is included, but 5 is not included. This is actually maths.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
actually,
thank you.
good that you asked. What is to be noticed is that hanging brackets are all right. It will not throw error. It understands that you are actually trying to give this open and close bracket. So hanging brackets are fine. I see some hands. Are these questions? I see some chat.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, the numbering of the equation that you have done, can you please tell once more? I had some internet issue just now. Just what this part, can you say again?
I'll repeat. Yeah, absolutely. I'll repeat. No issues at all. So what we discussed is that if you want numbering in all your equations, all you have to do is just write begin align, and this will number all your equations. Okay, so check this last block. I see there's some question on chat window. I'll answer them. Hold on. Just let me be done with this. Okay. So to respond to, I don't know who asked. Doesn't matter. So you see their line number, their equation numbers, right? 3, 4, 5. The question is, what if I don't want any of these numbers? Then I can put asterisk, align, asterisk, both in the begin and end, recompile, and these numbers will go away. That's it. Okay. There is another problem. What if I want equation number in selective lines? So let us say I want equation number in first line and in third, but not in second. In that case, you can use no number. So I removed the star because I want numbering, but I just want one of the equations not be numbered. In that case, you can use no number. So use 3 features: align, align asterisk, and no number. And you can get all these equations. Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cool. Somebody has asked, is LaTeX case sensitive? Why not try? Let us ask LaTeX. Is LaTeX case sensitive? Okay, so I've just added some small case and some large case. Large case? I don't know what is it called. Capital? Let us see. So make what you will of this. This is what will happen. So I think so this is a special character. So you must ignore that. But this is so yeah. I think your answer is it is case sensitive. Okay. Now, in fact, good that you asked. How about this? Let us change this to alpha. If you write capital and then beta, okay. Okay. If you were to change this Okay, alpha and beta are fine. Let us write gamma. Okay. Now, if you let us see what happens, and then I'll move on. Okay, so you get alpha and gamma, right? So far, so good. Now, if you want the capital Greek letters, if you want capital alpha, gamma, all you need to do is just write G capital. Okay, and then you will see that this is capitalized now. So you'll get capital gamma the way you get it, right? It's just like a rectangular thingy. Go straight and then the right line. Okay, should I recompile? I did. There you go. So now you have capital gamma. Okay. By changing this first letter, you are actually able to type all the capitals in the Greek. So all alpha to omega you can type by doing this. Okay. All right, cool. So let us move on. Subscript is done. Fraction I've already covered. I hope most of the people remember that. This is the code. \frac, the first argument and the second argument. And this is the output. Okay, binomial coefficient. You will not use it mostly, but if you do, if you're from maths, then this is the LaTeX code for that. We have seen Greek letters. We have seen var epsilon. So now check this out. In this case, parenthesis is big. Okay. So how do you do that? So let us try writing this equation. Okay. So I want you to try that with me. So I begin a line. Okay. And now I'll write this equation. Okay. D equals A minus B divided by C. If I do this, I won't get what I want. Then let's see, what do I get? So I get this. This is not nice. Okay. I wanted it in the long form, the way we write in the equation. So I will need to put this in frac, parenthesis begin, put the first argument, the numerator in the first as the first argument, and denominator as the second argument. Please try it with me. There's no other way to learn. Okay. I removed the parentheses. I didn't like them. Okay, check this out. That's what you get. Now let us say I want parentheses in the beginning and in the end. Okay, let's see what you get. Okay, so you may have noticed this parenthesis is no good. It is basically a small case. It's not doing our job. We wanted big parentheses. So what you can do is just write \left and then parenthesis begin. And here, rather than writing this, write \right parenthesis closed. Okay, now let's see. Voila, you have big parentheses. You can use the same program, same type of commands for curly braces, for square brackets, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can try this. It will be as big as your internal expression. Okay, if you had all this raised to something. Okay, so let us say you have all this raised to I don't know, let's say alpha divided by tau. Kind of expression, you want all this in another bracket, you can do this, right? Let's say I want to close it with square brackets. So I write left and I write right here, and let us compile and check what happens. You will have even bigger bracket, but this time it will be a square bracket. There you go. So basically this command left and right is going to be very useful for you. Please make use of it. For braces, you will have to write L brace and R brace, because you remember the curly braces are used for different programs already. So you need to write left brace and right brace. I don't see it. Let us try. I just don't see the, it's not suggesting me. So that, I mean, I think that's not right. Let's try. It's not working. L brace, left brace. So let us do this, left and then L brace. write brace. That's a command. Nice. But that was the, okay. So for braces, I am not sure what's the command. You can look up. Please look up and let me know. So it's not working. This is definitely not working. You can just search on Google and you can find out. I could do that too, but let us not get into it. The takeaway is that you need to sandwich the big brackets like this. Okay. As I said, you don't need to remember the syntax. Neither do I. In fact, I remember less things of everyone. All right. So we have seen this. You can write equiv by using backslash equiv, infinity by using backslash infty. You can try all this. Let us move on. There are logicals. I'm not going to do anything with it, but you can just try them. They're all math. They're all applicable in math mode. Again, sequences. This might be of interest to many people. Product and summation. So I'll just show this once. Okay. So let us try this. So I'm going to start a new equation, begin a line, end a line. And now I'm going to write sum of n numbers is basically 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 plus n is equal to, what's the expression? N times n minus 1 by 2, I guess. N times n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so that's the equation. Now let us compile it. Okay, so there you go. It's just come right in this space. Okay. Okay, cool. So you see this expression, right? That's nice. There are a couple of problems. First, let us write that summation notation. So you can start writing sum. Okay. So as you see, sum is the program. And now if you want to, you write this subscript, the lower limit. All you need to do is underscore and that expression. Okay, so I'm going to write underscore. It is I equals 1. And then if you want to write on the top of this, you need to use cap. Okay, so cap n. Okay, let us see what happens. So there you go. I've written it. Okay, this is nice. Similarly, if you wanted to write product, then you just use pi, rather prod. Let us call it p, and this would be dot. And this will become n factor. Somebody has asked some question, how to write not equal to. Okay, I don't know. Let us see. Maybe n equal. Let us see. See, guys, if you don't know anything, just Google. And that's what I'll do. I really don't know. And I may have used it, but just type this, not equal LaTeX. Okay? And there you go, NEQ. I was trying this. Why did it not work? Okay, so NEQ. That's your not equal sign. Okay? You can just Google things and most of the commands you'll get. And as I'm emphasizing again and again, the idea is so you get that not equal sign. Just someone asked. Actually, it's equal, so I should change it. It's mathematically wrong. Now, there's a problem. These ellipses are in the same line. It's not looking good. Okay? We wanted those ellipses in the same line. So you can use C dots. Okay? C is for center and dots is for triple dots. So now these dots are appearing in the center, okay, as you wanted. You can, of course, go here and change as well. Okay, so these two are important. So I've shown you how to do it. We have already seen how to write bold characters. So the second row, italics, we have already seen that. You can also use inf rather than just using text, it. That works too. There is one more special character. It's called a script, and it is written by using mathcal. Okay, that's one of my favorites. I use it a lot. I will just try to write it here. Mathcal. Okay. Now all these are special characters. Mathcal R, or you can just write Mathcal C, Mathcal O. So when you're writing papers and you need new symbols, you can make use of these. Okay, and they're all 26 special characters. So that's how they look, RCO. They're very useful for defining new operators or new symbols. Right, okay, so that's done. If you are not able to find any of your symbols, you can look at this website. It's called Detoxify. It's a play of words on detoxify. And it will let you draw those symbols and show you the LaTeX command for it. It's called Detoxify, I repeat. You can just look up. Okay, now that we're done with some basics, I want you to introduce to some useful environments. Okay, what is an environment? We're already using them, but I want to now go full-fledged. Okay, let us see. Is my voice clear?
Yes, Prakash. Yeah.
Not
No, it's
breaking
fine.
at all?
No, it's
Wow.
it's
Okay,
fine.
so maybe IIT Bombay's internet has stabilized. Good for me. Okay, so some useful environments. So what are environments? We have been using environments all along. For instance, Align is an environment here. I have been sticking with Align almost all through today's workshop so far. Now I'm going to use different environments. So let us use this environment called Center. Okay, let me copy this and send you the code so you don't have to type. Okay, so copied. And check your chat box. Okay, chat. Let us copy this, copy, and let us use it here. Okay, paste. Okay, I think you already know what's going to happen. So okay, so I'm going to just zoom out a bit. You can see what's happening. This text is centered. It is actually centered, unlike the normal adjusted text. So that's an environment for you. Okay. Okay, let us see. This is tabular. Okay, very useful for almost all the engineering people. The tabular environment is quite useful. I'm going to paste this in chat window again. Copy and let us paste it. Okay, make sure that you're not copying the entire line, and even if you do, that would be fine. But let us copy. Tabular, copy over here and paste. Okay, let us run. All right, you get something. I need to explain this. Okay. I want to separate these two, so I just use a command called vspace. Okay, and I'm going to separate them by 5em. Okay, just because I don't like it cluttered. These two lines are too close to one another. I just use vspace. You can also use edge space for horizontal space. You don't need to remember all this. Okay, check this out. I have a table. This table is not centered, by the way. And I have a table. Now there are some there's some special things about this table. Check this out. The first column is left aligned. The second one is center aligned. The right one, the third one is right aligned. Now that's happening because if you look at this, I've started a tabular, which is a table. I've given three basically alphabets. L, that's for left, C is for center, R is for right. That means the first column is left aligned, second is center aligned, right one, third is right aligned. If I write this at C, if I change that, then the first one will be center aligned too. Okay, that's one thing. So that's how you change the alignment of your columns, right? If you have numbers, then you want them aligned to one another, maybe left aligned. If they are text, then you want them center aligned. Depends. So whatever is the norm in your field, you can use that. Now, if you notice, there's a vertical line between second and third column, but not between first and second. That's because of this pipe. Okay, so I've entered a pipe here. If I remove that pipe, this will be gone. Okay, that's it. It's gone. So you can use pipe. If you use pipe all across, pipe is right above your enter, at least in my computer. If you use it, then you will get a table that will have all 4 vertical lines. Right? If you want a horizontal line in the end, you can use H line. So there is line after the first column, first row. That's because of this H line command. So copy it, and you can just put it here, and hopefully you'll get a line in the bottom. Okay, there's an error because I have not changed the line. So let me do this. Now see, the error is gone, and there's a line. We also need a line at the top. If you do, I don't like these lines. In fact, I just like horizontal lines, and that's also a norm. People, you will find vertical lines in the standard tables rarely. So we should use only horizontal lines most often, unless it is the norm in your field or something like that. So generally, we don't use these lines. Okay, so that's table for you. How many of you got the table working? Please, can I see a raise of hands? Can someone please? Okay, thank you. Are there more people? Oh, I see there are many hands raised. Okay, cool, thanks. All right, let us go on. This we have already seen, right? So I'm not gonna go over this. I have talked about this too. Now let us do a practice problem. I have pasted some problems on my website. I'm going to copy this and paste it in the chat box. Okay, and let us go on this link. So click.
Sir, I have a problem.
Yeah. What problem?
I have not been using laptop for Zoom. I'm using Zoom on phone, and I'm typing request in laptop.
So what I can do is, but are you using these commands with me?
Yes, sir. I'm using all the. I'm typing them down.
You're typing on your phone or on your laptop?
No, on laptop.
So what do you want me to do?
So you're pasting it on my phone. Actually, I can't actually access them while you're pasting it. So please wait for. Can you show which website that was? I mean the link.
Oh, the link. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot see the chat window on your phone. Okay. So I hope everyone is able to go on this website. But typing this will be. I could have created a tiny URL, but I thought I can always paste the link. Okay, so people, please do the first problem here as given on this website. Hey, who was asking the question? Why don't you see this? I've actually pasted the equation as well. I hope you can see this. Can you?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can see it. So
Is it visible?
I need to type this now. I need to execute this now, sir.
So I want everyone to write these 4 equations in their LaTeX file. It's actually a practice problem. You know everything by now. You know how to use fraction. So you know fraction. You know how to define partial. That's backslash partial. And I think everything is pretty much clear. So you should be able to type all these 4 equations. You have, let's say, 5 minutes from now. Okay. So I'm gonna be, you can ask me questions if you have any. You have 5 minutes from now. We are actually stopping. If you are done, please raise your hand so I know that you are done with it. I see a few hands, but let us assume it's accidental. Divya, what do you prefer? Should I show the website or this? The website is fine. Let us show the website.
Yeah, website is fine.
That's the website. Please don't ask me about this equation. I don't know what is it. I just got it on internet. You may have noticed that I want equation number only for the second and the fourth equation, not for all of them. How about this? How many of you have written the first equation? Please raise your hand if you have written the first equation. No one? Yes, Janak. Okay. I don't see many hands. Oh no, they're okay. I see one hand. Okay. Interesting. I'm here if you need me. I see one more hand. That is for first equation. So no one has been able to do first equation so far. Should I do it? If you want me to do it, you are struggling, please raise your hand. Okay, we have still a few minutes. Let's do it for what, 2 more minutes. Is everyone trying? At least raise your hand if you're trying. Okay, thank you, Aman, Akash, Anjali. Thank you, people. Okay, good, good. Okay, cool. If you guys are trying, then that's good.
So after the first equation, which one we have to do?
You write all 4. This is one problem.
Okay.
Okay, there are quite a few different things. If you notice, equal sign is aligned in the bottom 3, but not in the first one. The second and the fourth equation as equation number, not the first and third. So you should get all those right. I'll do it if you don't get it, but try to get all those right.
Okay.
If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself because no one is talking.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, Aman.
Sir, the first page is finished on, and I can't scroll down anymore. So whatever I am compiling, I am not able to see that.
You're not able to scroll on Overleaf?
Yes, the where we see the recompiled things. I can't scroll over that down.
I don't understand. Okay, let me just give me a moment. So let us see. Okay, so Aman, what's the problem? This is not being scrolled. This?
Yes, sir. I in the right side I am not able to scroll down. Like
Oh, maybe
it is.
Max. So do you see this scroll bar?
Yes, sir. I am seeing this, but whatever I
Scroll it
am
down.
compiling, it's not showing there.
Nothing is showing up.
No, the things I have compiled earlier, I can see them, but not the new ones.
Okay,
And
so
it is
can you
not.
tell me? So can you remove everything from earlier and just try these new things and see if it's working?
Okay, sir.
All right, people. I see a few raised hands. This is encouraging. Uh, so let us do it. Okay, quite a few raised hands. Pretty good. Nice. Okay, let us do it now together. Yeah. So I'll do these problems. Okay. But if you want to center table, you can just do begin centering and it will come in the center. Okay. If you wanted this table to be centered, all you need to do was begin center and center. And you will see that it is centered. But I assume that it will be clear by now. But let's just do it for the sake of completeness.
Prakash, your voice is breaking, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah,
Divya,
it's
can you
better
hear
now.
me now?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thanks. Thanks. Okay, people. So you can see that now your table is center aligned. I assume that was very clear, but okay, let us do the problem now, the practice problem. Okay, don't get scared. I'm gonna do this one by one. Okay. So where is the problem? So that's our question, right? So del Q by del T equals del S by del T, right? So let me, yeah, is there any question? You can always ask me. I won't get interrupted. Cool, let us see. So what should we do? First thing would be to write frac, because this is in fraction.
Sir.
Yeah. I can hear you, tell me, go ahead.
Sir, I'm getting PDF rendering error while I try to compile the code.
Do you have additional enter lines in this align? You cannot have extra new lines inside the align. Is that the problem?
I don't know. It's showing PDF rendering error.
Okay, just hang on. Can you delete whatever new statements that you have written and check if the error persists?
Yeah.
So whatever new things you entered, remove it, and let's see if you still get the error.
Okay.
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 All right. Meanwhile, so let me know. Keep me posted. I'm here. Don't mute yourself. Let's see what's wrong with you. So I have written the first equation. Okay. Let us see. Please send the link. Someone has sent the link. Thank you, Akash, for doing that. Okay. Let us compile. Yeah. All right. So let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so I got the first equation all right. Okay, so this is fine. Whoever had the problem, can you please tell me if that worked or not?
Yes, sir, it's working now.
What was the problem? Can you tell me, please?
I don't know. I deleted whatever I wrote and I typed it again, and then it worked.
Okay, but it works, right? Fair enough. Fair enough. It
Yeah.
should work. Okay, so you see now I've written the first equation. The second one is this huge thing. I could type, and in fact, I think I will have to type. But let us see.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, the scrolling part is not working still. So can I
Okay.
start a new file?
Yeah, you can do that, but maybe you have locked your scrolling. Can you see if you have any scroll lock on your computer and you have locked it? It has to be your computer setup.
I don't know,
Yeah.
sir. I can scroll up, but I can't scroll down.
Oh, okay. So I think it is a local problem. I mean, the website is working all right. You see, can you just click on this scroll bar and move it? Are you able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so fine. Use it for the time being. If this problem persists, we'll see to it. Okay.
The
Okay.
scroll bar is working,
Yeah,
sir,
tell me.
but whatever the new thing I am typing, it is not showing there.
Okay, I cannot. So can you need to explain your problem slightly better so that I can understand.
Sir, when
Are you getting an error? Is this box to the right
No,
of
sir.
recompile showing any red count?
No, sir.
Okay, Aman, are you Aman?
Yes, sir.
Can you, for now, for the sake of this session, just write these commands, what I'm writing, and remove everything else, and just make do. We'll see to it later on. Is that okay?
Okay.
Because I'm not
Yes,
able to
sir.
see your system, so it's very difficult to debug.
Okay, sir.
Is that all right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and write the equation. Just give me a moment because I cannot see it. I'm sure you guys would be facing the same problem. So hold on. But I have two computers. And three, in fact. Okay, so the first is del rho by del t. Writing rho is easy. Del rho. I should write del. So partial is for del. Del rho by del t plus. And then I have again fraction. I'm going to just reduce the PDF so that I can get a big window of type. And the second one is rho UI. Okay, so U.
Hello.
Yeah.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Really?
Yes, it's
Divya?
showing.
Yeah, it's fine. I
It's
think
visible.
I
It's
can.
visible. Yeah.
Yeah, I have become very easy target, people. Come on. Okay,
I
no,
think
but please.
maybe because of his network issue, is not able to see
I
that.
know why. I don't know why. This is weird, but that's okay. Let us make do. Okay, people. So check this out. I have so far written the first two. Yeah.
So to write this equation, we have to use the different package. Like we have only working on the used package ASM math only.
And that will work. Everything is, most of the equations can be written using AMS math.
Okay.
You see, I have not used anything fancy. Partial is just that del, which I showed you earlier. This alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, theta, all the Greek letters are very simple. You just have to backslash them. And I'm using frac for fraction. That's it. I'm not using anything fancy to be precise. Okay. Now let us see. Yeah. Okay. So let us see. Now I want partial, and I want partial second partial derivative. So one way is to do this, what I'm doing right now. Okay. Let us see if it works. It might, but I don't like this, even if it might work. Okay, this has worked seemingly, but there's a problem. If you notice, this delta x del xi squared has come off as del of xi square, which is not the intention. The intention is to have 2 after xi, right? Uh, it seems to be working. That's one solution, but you can also do this. I'm here, people, in case you're wondering. Not gone. Okay, so that's one solution. We'll come on to more solutions in a bit. So where is the second line? That's second, the third equation. Okay, so now I'm going to write third equation. Meanwhile, I did not want equation number for the first one, but I wanted for the second. So I'm going to just write no number here, that you would have understood by now. Okay, that's fine. It should work. What's this error? There's a warning, not actually error, but there's a warning. Oh, this is not closed. I'm sorry. Okay, my errors are gone. Nice. Okay, cool. Now, if you see, the first equation does not have number. The second one has. So that's fine. Now, let us go ahead and write the third equation. Okay, I'm not going to write third. It looks same as second, but it's just more complicated. I'm not going to write fourth either. But if you notice, there is a special character in the second last term, which is dot. For that, you can just use dot. So if you want a qi dot, then here is what you can do. I'm just writing the second last term of the fourth equation. Okay.
Sir, I'm facing
Yeah.
some issues in the third one.
You're getting a problem in the third? Oh, come on. Where exactly?
Because there is a subscript I and j.
Okay, so you need to put both I and j inside, club it with by using of curly braces. So check this out. I'm going to write that subscript here in the ij. Okay. So I'm using subscript for the second equation's first term, and let us see if it works.
Hello, sir, I have a doubt.
Please.
Sir, what is the difference between this align and FL align? So when you are starting begin inside that you are putting to create a new environment,
right?
And also,
yeah.
And also how to start a new numbering like this equation. If I want to start from again from 1, 2, 3, so it is actually updating on the older equation numbers,
Right.
like
Right.
8 and 9.
Right. Okay. They're both
these
good
two,
questions. Yes. Go ahead.
And sir, one more thing I missed one point, like how to add multiple spacing whenever we are writing text. So that time I was getting some compiling error. If you can clear, that will be great help.
Okay. So when you say multiple spacing, I don't understand. What do you exactly mean?
So I want to give 2 white spaces or 3 white spaces, not in equation, like in the text part when you was showing that time.
Okay. So you can use quad, /quad.
Okay, and apart from that, one colon you shown.
I showed all these things: /quad, /q quad. Q quad is bigger than quad, and then this is for single space. You can write all these are space characters for a space. All these 5.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, now I'll take both of your questions. So your first question is, what is the difference between align and FL align?
Yes.
Align would be almost always center aligned. Okay. Now, if you want, so check this out. Let us do this example, and then I'll talk about FL align. Okay. They're more or less same. FL align has more features. Okay. I'll talk about that. You also asked about equation number, right?
Yes, to restart.
Now, like you want to start new equation number. So you see, if you if you are in the same section, if you're in the same chapter, your equation number continues. That's because that's how the equation numbers are written. Okay. Now, generally, people don't want new equation numbers with new section generally, but you have a special need. Okay. Now, I don't ever use it, but you can always look for this on Google and find. So I just did while we were talking. I Googled on a different system, and there's a package called change. So I again suggest that you Google for this. These are special requirements and you can get it done, but you need to just find this special package. So I just searched while we are talking, okay? And that's the package, change counter, okay? And this counter will start new equation number. I can see it, but that's not a desirable behavior. But you can do it. You can do everything, almost everything in LaTeX. Is that clear? The equation numbering part. Okay, I've told you which package to use. Try it. Now you also ask, yeah, tell me.
And sir, if I want to give some chapter number equation as per that, like 5.1,
Yes,
5.2.
yes, right. So basically, again, it has to do with the package. If you use IT Bombay thesis CLS file, which is available on internet, then it will automatically do that. So what I'm saying is this equation numbering has to do with this command, the first line, document class. Okay. If your document class is IT Bombay thesis, there is a file that you will have to save in this folder, and you can actually write using all the IT Bombay guidelines. That's there for masters, for PhD both. Okay. So it will follow the chapter numbers. Is that clear?
Yes, that's clear.
Okay, cool. Now somebody asked for IJ. I'm going to address that. I didn't miss anything. I addressed FL align, I addressed equation number. That person asked 3 questions. What is the third question again? Can you please ask me again? You asked 3 questions. I have cleared all.
Yes, yes.
Oh, regarding space, you asked, you want different spacing. So you want different spacing in different paragraphs?
No, you already clarified that.
Oh, I have. Okay, thank you. See, I keep on forgetting things. Age does that to you. Okay, somebody asked this, that what do we do if we have double subscript? And I guess that you would also be facing the same problem that I am. And you know the answer. That's because this IJ needs to be clubbed. I call it clubbing. How do you club? Put this thing inside of a curly brace. Now it is part of one entity. Okay, check this out. This IJ will just go inside. See, it's gone. In fact, you should not stop. If you want to write more subscripts, you can write more subscript, even below the subscript. Okay, check this out. No one is stopping you. In fact, one of my papers actually had a double subscript. So you see now, KL is subscript of IJ, and that's allowed too. Okay, so I hope I have answered the subscript problem. There is one line which has dot, okay, on the top of it. So you can use dot, and that should work. Okay, so you want to use dot on Q. I'm just showing you how to use dot rather than actually writing this whole equation. Let us see. I'm writing dot on the top of this capital Q, and you have a dot. There you go. You can also use bar, and this there will be a bar at the top of T. Okay. How neat is this, right? Can you take a moment and appreciate how easily you are able to do all this rather than finding out the exact code symbol in Word? It is so neat, right? Similarly, if you want hat, you can just put hat. Where do I put hat? I'm going to put hat on S. Okay, so just put a hat and just give S as an argument and compile.
Excuse me, sir.
I hear a voice. Is there a question?
Yeah, yes, sir, not question, but I'm facing an error in the equation, sir. For me, it is coming like dou Q whole divided by dou T is equal to dou S by dt. I don't know where it went wrong.
I'm sorry, which equation specifically, if you can point me?
Yeah, dou Q by dou T. Both the equations for me coming as like dou Q whole divided by dou T is equal to dou S by dt.
So I don't know what to do, because can you paste this begin align to end align in the chat window, and that might help me? Is that doable?
Sir, actually I'm using my mobile to watch and for coding in my lab.
So you see, unless I see your program, I'll not be able to do it. What I can do is I'll copy paste my I'll copy paste the program that is here, and maybe that will help. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's okay, sir. It's fine.
So let me do that. So I am copying, and let me put it. There are questions in chat. IJ term is not coming in subscript. I've considered that. Hold on, there are more questions. I'll take all those questions. Give me a moment. Let me first do this. Okay, now I want you to use this. This is just the first equation and it should work. But you should not copy paste my equations, generally speaking. I encourage you to write them. Okay, so there's a question in the chat window. How to start new equation numbering? Oh, that's done. Oh, that's done. Oh, so Devrata only. Okay, cool. Cool, so we are good. All right, so now that we have done this problem, you see, I have used standard way of writing these equations. If you notice, this is how you can write these equations all the time. But there are packages which can help you doing this. Okay, so there's a package which is, let me just look up. They're package called physics package. Okay, physics, and there's a package called math tools. These packages will let you define partial derivative. Okay, so let me just do this. Let me actually show you the power of using these packages. Okay, demo live. Okay. I don't need to use math tool, but let me do it. Okay, now because I loaded these two packages, just check the length of my equation. How small can I make this equation? Okay, the same equation, and I'm now going to use physics package, and therefore
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I'm getting the same thing, though I copy pasted your code. I don't know
Okay.
whether I missed any library at the end.
That's possible. Can you tell me
Starting.
what are you using AMS Math or not?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay, so just add
Can you
AMS
show
Math.
us? Can you
AMS
show
Math, huge
on your
package
screen?
AMS Math.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, now, okay, so I want rest of the people to just see here. I used this physics package. I don't need AMS Math tools. Physics is good enough. Okay, and now I want you to focus on this code. Okay. Okay, so there is a function defined as PDV, stands for partial derivative. If you compile it, you actually see the same equation, and it is so neat. Okay, you always use these packages. Okay, so this one is done using package, using physics package. Okay, all right. This one was done using standard commands. Yeah. And let us just compile it for once. Okay, so we can see that the outputs are there. Okay, so we see both the outputs using standard and using. Okay, now I can actually define these commands myself. Okay, and it's very easy. I'll show you how to define it. If you have some kinds of equation occurring again and again in your report, you just have to use it all the time. You can define your own command. I'll just show you how to do that. Okay, check this out. Now, every time you define a command, I've told you in the very beginning that all the definition should come before the document, begin document command. Okay, so now I've defined a new command. Okay, let us see. This command is pdv demo. So partial derivative demo, that's the name. Okay, let me explain these terms one by one. So at first we have 3 in square brackets. Okay, that means there are 3 arguments to this function, to this definition. Okay, now we have the first square bracket. That means the first argument is optional. Okay, then we have curly braces start. Okay, and curly braces go all the way to the end. That means that is the equation, that is the output. Okay, now what is the output? Output is like this: frac, you understand frac by now. Now for frac, you have two more inputs to the frac. Now, what are those inputs? Partial. This will always be there. It's a fixed symbol. Partial raised to argument number 1. That's what #1 means. And then argument number 2. So if you look at this equation, check this out. If you look at this equation, then your argument number 1 is basically row ui. Okay, here your argument number 1 is s hat. That's what is going here, right? I'm sorry, raised to 1. So your argument number 1 is 2. I'm sorry, 2, because it's the second derivative. Okay, your argument number 2 is this. So whatever you are taking the derivative of, and your argument number 3 is whatever is coming in the denominator. Okay, so I have defined and then raised to 1. That is your power. So this is an optional input. Okay, it may or may not be there. Now let us just copy this. Okay, I've defined it, pdv demo. Okay. Oh, I'll just copy paste it to the chat window for people to get it. Although I encourage you to type it, but there you go. Okay, now you need to paste this before the begin document. Okay. And let us try it.
So in this command that you have given, what is the use of that 3 that you have written? Can you just say that? That new command pdv demo, then the 3. Why we are writing it?
Yeah, good one. Nice question. 3 is the number of arguments.
Okay, that is how many arguments we are taking. Okay.
How many arguments can this function have? Maximum.
Okay.
Okay. But then if you notice, right after 3, there is a square bracket. It's closing and ending. That means the first argument is optional. Okay. So that means if you don't feed that argument, it will just take its value as if it's not there. It's nothing. Okay, so let us try this. So I'm using user defined, let's say, using user defined definition. That sounds redundant. Okay, using user defined definition. That sounds horrible. Using our definition. Okay, using our own definition. Let us see. So I'm going to write pdv demo, right? So that will give me q and t, and then pdv demo, and that will give me st. I'm going to delete this. You notice I'm using 2 arguments as of now. I'm not using all 3. Any third is optional. Okay, let us see what happened. Okay, so using our own definition, and I think it works, but let me confirm that for you. Okay, so it actually works. I hope all of you are able to see this. That I did the same thing using 3 different commands. One is standard command, which was long, then physics package, which we luckily had the access to, and then using our own definition. And all of this works. Okay, I'll just do one more thing. In our own definition, I'll write 2 here. Okay, and then we see what happens. I'm hoping to get del second partial derivative of q with respect to t. Let us see. Fantastic. Okay, so that was very easy, right? It was neat because we could write our own function, right? Okay, cool. So now that we have done, oh, I missed one small detail, that in these equations the equal signs are not aligned, but I think most of you already got it. All you need to do is put an ampersand here, and you can use more ampersands, by the way. You can use 2, 3, 4 ampersands. Whenever you want to align, you can use ampersand. Somebody asked for left alignment, right? You put a left ampersand here, an ampersand here, and you will see that these are aligned too. So now you'll have both alignments here as well as on the equal sign. You see, oh, the equal sign is not aligned for some reason. I have no idea why not. Let us see. Oh, because the first line does not have the alignment, right? So, okay, that's why it's happening. Because in the first line, I have not used ampersands, right? Okay, still not aligned for some reason. Oh, actually it's aligned, but I think there's a space. Uh-huh. Okay. Now I'm kind of doing hidden trial, but there's a way to fix this. Okay, it's still not aligned. Wow. Oh, it's probably happening because of no number, but by the way, you can notice that FL align put this whole thing to the left alignment. That was a question someone asked early on. So you can use FL align to do that, but we are facing a different problem here. Okay, so let me do this. You will face such small problems. Oh, maybe because I don't have next line here. Let's see. Let's see. The root of the problem is no number, by the way. So I know the root, but I need to be able to. I'm just filling white space after the line equation and still not working. Okay, this is not nice. Okay, so I have no idea why it's not working. Probably because this expression is long and this is small. Okay, if I had written 1 here, then it will probably align. If you can help, then that will be most welcome too. Okay, it is aligned. So I think that was the root of the problem. What if I remove hfill? Although also this is very weird, this kind of alignment. I'm kind of pushing the example, but that's okay. Okay, it is still aligned. So the only problem is that the size is very big. Okay, the size of the RHS was big in one case. Anyway, so you understand what I'm trying to do. You can use ampersand to align things inside the equation. You can align them in weird positions. It is aligned at equals. If you put ampersand in the beginning, it will be the left alignment. All right, so that is done. Problem 1 is done. We did it using 3 ways. I want you to imbibe all 3. Okay, help yourself. Please see this strip from XKCD. Okay, this strip is taken from XKCD. It's one of the nicest web comics that I've ever come across. And if you don't understand this, there's a website that will explain it for you, explain XKCD. What it is trying to do is that in programming, goto is strongly discouraged. Okay. Now let us say that I am here. Now my file is big. Okay, so I have written like several sections in the report, and I cannot navigate very easily. So if you want to go from program to the PDF, you can click on this arrow. Okay. So go to code location in PDF. If you click on that, see you reach that equation. Okay. Similarly, you can go to the code by clicking this left one. Okay. So it reached here. You see PDV, this equation basically, wherever we were. Okay. So you can use these soft buttons. Even the Tech Studio has such feature. It's quite useful many a times. I've already talked about the units of space. They are different units. The highlighted ones are quite useful and most often in practice. EM, that's the width of M in the current font. You can also use PT. So wherever I'm giving space, so for instance, I used par indent, right, in the beginning, and I gave 4 EM. You can also use points there, 12 point, 14 point. They're just different units to allow you to control the spacing better. There are some special characters. What this will do is it will put this accent on the top of A. If you do this, it will put acute accent on A. The second one will put grave accent on A. The third one will make it umlaut. You can try these. I'll just show you. So, and they work in, I think they work without math mode too, but let us see. I'm not sure if they're in math mode or not, but let us see. Sometimes people have such names, or you have some equations which look like this. So they are quite useful. Okay, so they work. They work in the same mode. You can actually see this. All right. So, oh no, but I'm getting the same accents on both. That's bad. If you use backtick, you will get grave accent. If you use inverted comma, you will get acute. That's my understanding. That is confirmed. Oh yeah. So since I used backtick, in the first case, I got the grave accent. And for the second case, I got acute accent when I use inverted comma. But you get my point. So these are special characters. Okay, now I'll come back to some useful environments. I'll do this a bit quickly now because I think we're running out of time and we might run out of time. So I want you to just try this very quickly. Check your chat window. Oh my God, what is that? Ignore those special signs. I'm going to send you once more. Oops. Just copy it and remove those special signs. I was doing the same thing anyway. I was removing it for you. Now you can try it in the on Overleaf, the same commands. Begin itemize. For the lazy ones, I have again pasted it. In fact, I have pasted it for myself too. Now let us copy this, itemize to itemize, begin itemize to end itemize. I hope you understand what is happening. You are getting at least some feel of the overall nature of programming in LaTeX. Okay, so let us try that. This is an unordered list. Let us compile. So that's what you get. You get a bulleted list if you do that. Okay. Now you take the same thing, all right, and if you just change it from itemize to enumerate, okay. If you just change that to enumerate, okay, enumerate, then you will actually get numbers, okay. There you go. This is an unordered list. This is an ordered list, right? If you want your numbers to be in Roman, you can just do this. If you write I, so it understands that you want it to be written in Roman. So it will go I, double I, triple I, like that. Okay, that's weird. That didn't work. I'll need to Google this. So that's what I'm doing. How to change the numbering in LaTeX, numbering in enumerate. Okay. Okay, so our commands are fine, but why did they not work? Let me try once more. The command seems fine. I'm just seeing on the internet, but oh, I need to use the package enumerate. Okay, so sorry. All right, so there's a package called enumerate. You need to add it here. Okay, so this will happen with you quite frequently. When you find things, in the end of the day, you will have 50 packages being used in your program. And that's okay, that's fine. I have more than 50 in my own, in my report, okay? So now what will happen is, this will become, you know, I double I in Roman basically, okay? Check this out. You can change it, you can have I dot, it will be I dot. If you put I parenthesis closed, it will be I parenthesis closed. You can just play with it. You can write capital A and it will be capital A, B, C, so on and so forth. This is endless, okay? But again, this is not something that you would use frequently. This is because if you're using in a small report, then you can do it, okay? So that's itemize and enumerate for you. You can of course use nested enumeration too. Let me copy some.
So
Yeah.
this part I did, but when you wrote the before part, like some special characters, that part also I tried, but it is not coming the way it came for you. So do I have to add some package or something else for it?
I didn't get it. Which special character?
You the ones you use, like a tilde a, inverted a, those things.
You're not getting these?
No sir, this is just coming like as it is written in that way only, not in the form of a special character.
Really? Okay. Have you used this package AMS Math?
Yes sir, that is used.
Article?
Yes sir, all these packages are there. That is why I'm not getting.
That's weird. Are you using the right? Are you using the backslash?
Yes sir, backslash and then this only.
Can you copy paste what that line in the chat window and I'll try it in mine?
Okay sir.
Yeah.
Actually I'm sir using the mobile, but still I'm copy pasting still.
If you can do it, then that will be great. If not,
Okay,
then I don't know how
okay,
to
I'll
debug.
just do again. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to show you an example of a nested enumeration. You'll just see in a moment. Trying to copy it. All right, so I think I'm ready. So check your chat window and okay. I have no idea what have you typed, Sandeep. Roman Inumai. Oh, you're telling me how to do it? Sandeep? Oh, I cannot. Sandeep, can you tell me? What were you trying to tell me? Oh, the renew command, right? That will work too. But this is fine. If you can use the numerate command, numerate package. Yes, you're right. That works too. Okay. Right. Let us see. Thanks, Sandeep. Let us see. I have I pasted this in nested loop. Let us copy it here and paste it. Okay. Let's see what happens. So you see, this is fine too. I've used nested loop basically. Enumerate 1, 2, 3, and then you get my point. You can have nested loops, which is all right. Okay. All right. Let us see. This is done. This is done. This we did already. There's a problem on the website which I was planning for you to try, but I think we're going slightly slow. So I'm going to just do it rather than asking you to try it. Okay. So that's the problem. Problem number 2, I wanted you to typeset this following function. It's a piecewise function. You can see that most of the features we understand by now, except that there's a new element which is putting these 3 equations in an array. Okay, so there is a command called array, which will let you do it. Okay, let me just show you the answer directly, because we're kind of running out of time. So that's my demo live. And I'll again create some space. All right, so let me just run it, and then we can see if, and then I can explain it to you. Let me first execute it right away. The way my voice quality is not interrupting anymore.
No, it's okay. It's fine only.
Wow, finally. Okay, people, you see, you already see this equation. So it works nice, and this is good. Let us see what I did. Okay, this is how you define piecewise functions. So what I did is I started f-align. I could have started align 2. Now that's text, so not very important. This is the meat of this equation. Okay, so we have left hand side, which is f underscore mag function of m. There's a bar, so you have bar here, equal sign. Now I started left. Oh, I now understand how to use curly braces. You had to just escape it. I earlier could not respond to this. If you remember, when I was using bigger braces, then you can use this. All you need to do is escape it, escape the brace. All right, cool. Now I remember. Okay, so here is how I write this equation. Left this. So what it does is it creates a large curly brace. That's it. Large left curly brace. That's what it does. Okay. Now what I do is inside of this, something is beginning. Okay, an array begin. If you notice, inside of this whole thing, there is a block of code, begin array and end array. Okay, now I'm calling these 3 array, these 3 different equations. Okay, and I write those equations one by one. That's my first equation, whatever it is. That's my second equation. We know how to write these equations. We have learned that so far. But what is important is that I'm putting all those in one array, so that this left curly brace can understand that there are 3 things which are coming together. Okay, and that's it. I can copy paste this command if you would like, but you will have to try in order to understand. Is this clear to everyone? This 20 gives some sort of sense of space, how much space you need before this. If I reduce it to 5, it will probably not work. That basically gives the some sort of maximum. Oh, it works. So it's basically the maximum size, I believe, of the array. Let us try with 2. Okay, it still works. I have no idea what is that number there, but you need that number. And L is for left align. They're all left aligned. I'll copy paste this. Someone wants to say something? No? Okay, so when I change from FL align to align, if you notice, it is not left aligned anymore. It is centered. So I think we've covered this, but this is just to emphasize the utility of FL align. In most of the cases, when you're writing papers, your equations are center aligned. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so that's it. Oh, I wanted to copy paste this. So copy, chat. Oh, I don't see the chat window. Chat. Control V. All right, so you can copy paste this if you want, or we can move on. All right, so we're not doing practice problem 2. This practice problem 3, again, it is kind of, it's actually complicated, but, and I'll probably not do it, but I'll tell you how to do it. So check this out. In this table, there are multiple things. We have this cell IO, which is clubbed in 2 cells. LS, again, clubbed in 2 cells, CP in 2, and there's a line. Now, this is not the border, because if it was border, then this would be touching one another, but it is not touching, right? So this is C mid rule. It's called mid rule. Okay, just like this is called H rule, this is called mid rule. H rule is horizontal line, this is middle rule. Middle rule is something that will stop short of this cell. It'll just stay slightly away. This is top rule, this is bottom rule. Okay, you should try to look up. They are different features. I just want to highlight that we can do it. They are footnotes. Again, you can add them. I can share the code with you, but the idea is that you can do it in LaTeX and rather than doing it. For figures. So I just have figures left. I think after this, bibliography is left too. Okay, let's see. So how to add a figure? So you need to upload a figure. So I suggest if you have a figure, any .jpeg, .eps file on your system, then you should upload it. And so if you have a figure on your computer, please upload it by using this button, upload. Okay, I have already done it. In fact, I can do it again. So let us do this. I just need to drag here. I'm sorry, I'm on a different computer. So let's see. Let me try. So this is my thesis report, by the way. That everything is in one folder, and I have different folders for different chapters. And in each chapter, there's a text file corresponding to that chapter, and I've included it. You will learn all this very easily once you start doing it too. It's actually very neat way of storing things. So that's the file. I am going to upload that file. So this is the file. I drag it and I drop it. Okay. It is asking if I want to overwrite because I already have it. So let me overwrite. Okay. You would note that this file will show up on your left. Okay. So that's the file. Okay. Now let me go back. In fact, it will even show you the preview. You can actually see the preview of the file. Okay. Let us now see how to the command is very simple. All you need to do is write include graphics and the name of the figure in curly braces. That's it. That's all you need to do. Okay, I'm going to do that right away. Check this. You don't need to type all that. That is for additional feature which we're already going to use, but let me just do this. Include graphics figure 11. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. Okay. And you'll have to use package graphics at the top too. I'm sorry. Let me show you the command. I hope everyone has some kind of figure on their computer. Okay. So all I did was I used this package, use graphics. Okay. Please use this package, use graphics. The spelling is graphic X. I'm again pasting it in the chat window. Okay. So if you use this package, all you need to do is use include graphics and you're good to go. Okay. There is a warning. Okay. By figure, I can give a smaller number here, 0.8, and it will just zoom out slightly more. It will just size will reduce. See, now it is coming in 0.8. Okay, so that's how you include figures. But what about caption? Okay, so let us see. It's very easy. I can do it very quickly. You need to start an environment called figure. Begin figure, end figure. Okay. I want figures to be centered, so I've written centering. That will center the figure, and then include graphics, the same line of command that I gave here. And I'm adding caption. So that's the caption. Okay, so this is what you need to do. Let us recompile. And I'll have a caption after it is done compiling. So check this out. Now these figure numbers are of course just like equation numbers, they go automatically. Okay, so I have a figure number and I have a caption number. Okay, all right, so that is all about figures. Oh, do you guys want me to paste this code? I can do that. We are running out of time. I can see it. I won't take much time after this. These are the commands that I've already shown you. Okay, bibliography remains. I don't think we have that kind of time to do this, but you should try it on your own and just see if you can learn. If not, we can have another session. We'll talk to, I don't know, I'll talk to PGAC, and if we are going to have another session, I can discuss more on bibliography. I think that kind of sums up. Okay, we have already talked about this, asterisk. You can skip it by using asterisk. There is a package with IITB thesis on Overleaf as well. I'll show you. Once you go to Overleaf, you can use templates. Okay, they have a new project, and you can use a new project from a template. Okay. New project, template, thesis. Let's see. Okay, so it is, there are several theses here from different universities. You can search, you can actually search for IIT Bombay's thesis too. And there is actually a file, okay? So IIT Bombay. And if you don't have it, then you can ask me. I have one class file myself, which is used for IIT Bombay's. Okay, there you go, IIT Bombay PhD thesis. Master's syntax is more or less similar, but you can use it. You can start from this project. It's generally a good idea to start from a project rather than creating a new project on your own. These are the sources that I've used. Thank you so much. I think that's about it from me for now. Divya, we can have question and answers if we want right now, or we can have another session if people want.
Yeah, we can talk with them. Like, I will inform you if they want. I will inform you, of course.
Yes. So people, this is time for questions. If you have any questions, you can just ask me right away.
Sir, will you be posting PPT on any platform so that we could?
I will share it with Divya, and they can put it to any place. Okay, Divya, sir. Please remind me to share the PPT. I'll send it to you.
So the video is recorded, right? Where will you be?
Yeah, this recording will be available in our PGAC YouTube official channel. So no need to worry about that. If you have any doubts or like if you have missed out anything, you can see from there.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah,
thank
Sandeep.
you.
Sandeep, I've seen your comments. We already covered that. Yeah.
Anyone have any doubts? You can clear it.
All right, final call for.
I hope.
Yeah, sorry. Who is this?
I hope. No, sir.
You, Divya? Okay, final call for questions. I don't think there are any questions. Wow, this is good. I've done a good job. Nice.
Thank you, Prakash. So I hope all of you had a wonderful session. Once again, thank you, Prakash.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure.
So if you have any doubts, you can like the recording will be available in our PGAC official YouTube channel. You can have a look.
You can write to me. My email address is given on the first slide itself. You can always write to me if you face any problems, and I'll be happy to either help you directly or direct you to an appropriate source. Okay. All right. This is good. All right. Thanks, Divya. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Prakash. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye, sir.